This is this week's tavern brawl, and it's completely broken. Um, and it's not that much fun to play. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play it for as long as I can bear to, and take notes on the data from it because what's going on in this brawl is fascinating. In theory, this brawl is looking for the strongest of random decks. They're getting people to play each other, and whoever loses gets the deck of the winner, such that good decks profligate. And that's an okay way of finding the best deck. It's not the only way, and I probably will talk at some point during this about other optimization tactics, but it's a way of finding the best deck. It also just leads to fascinating behaviour, and there's a lot of particulars of how this works that I want to really delve into. So I'm capturing footage here as much as I am, much as I'm making a stream, because I want to go back and properly make some videos on this. I think you're seeing so many different parts of how randomness and game theory and network science all intersect here. So at the moment, I think I've still got it. I might have lost it. There is one deck that has been really dominant, and until recently... Oh no, I'm back on. So Mercenaries 14. Doesn't matter, I'm conceding this. Oh, this computer is chugging. Let's... Oh. So I don't know how this works here. I'll explain the deck victories when we don't have a mirror match. I'm just going to keep conceding for a bit until I get off Mercenaries 13. It's just not interesting. Okay, so 82 must be the wins of my deck, given that it's constant. One thing you'll see, watching this for a little while, is that number can vary wildly within for otherwise identical decks. Mercenaries 13. So I just realised I can actually encode more information on here. Oh no, I'm not sure I can. I'm trying to making a spreadsheet of this and trying to have the most information on it in the most usable way, with the least data entry for myself. Mercenaries 14 again. So it should still be 82. Yep. So I actually don't know the number of wins the winner has in... So that's how I actually did win. Because my opponent is doing the same thing I'm doing, trying to get off Mercenaries 14. So Mercenaries 14 is a very strong deck, and if we actually play one of them, which, you know, maybe we never will, I'll explain why. It's interesting to note that 82 is the same regardless of who won there. It's clearly just telling me stuff about my deck. So how is this brawl working? Firstly, the first thing that, like, the reason Mercenaries 14 is so broken is interesting. Mercenaries 14 is so broken because it has 4 of a card that you're only supposed to be able to have 1 of. It has 4 of a card that has been nerfed, has been made worse, but was so broken that you saw it in almost every deck, and that is Patches the Pirate. Mercenary 14. So there's literally no information I can gain from this. Even if I beat the other person, I don't get to see their score. I would love to be seeing their score because everyone's score is different, even for the same deck. Like, what's actually being measured here isn't really what's suggested. It's not the win streak of any one person, it's the win streak of the chain. Oh, yeah. So, I'm going to concede straight away because I don't even want to risk, what's she called? Spell Slinger plus Thief. 3, 8, 3, 6. So each time a new person logs into this brawl, they get a new deck generated for them. Now we're going to get a try at this deck. Oh no, 82. And if they lose their first battle, that deck, I think, is just gone. The decks are not unique. The decks can be the same, so that deck can reappear, but there's a lot of chance for even great decks, like Hearthstone is close to a 50-50 game. A pro player with a great deck might only beat an amateur player something like 75% of the time. Now, if I want to have any success with this, I'm going to need to find something which deals with Mercenaries 14, which I haven't got so far. So, we'll see why Mercenaries 13 is strong first. I have a feeling I'm going back to Mercenaries 14 here, though. I want to keep those charges, I don't want to use that yet. 3, 8, 3, 6. So yeah, why is Mercenaries 14 strong? Because it's got Patches the Pirate in it. And Patches the Pirate is kind of a bad card if you play it. The thing that makes the deck really strong is that you don't need to play it. Patches the Pirate gets summoned from your deck if you play any other pirate. And this deck contains quite a few 1/1 pirates. Oh, here, Patches the Pirate also is a pirate. The reason it's strong is this deck contains 4 of these. I might actually win this. That was not a strong play by my opponent. I can put this down. It's really worth just clearing out that wide board, particularly because there's one card, I don't know how many copies there are, but there's one card in the deck, which is I've just realised I don't have Deck Tracker on. I'm going to quickly put Deck Tracker on. I don't really want the overlay. Should have kept Hinge Clan Burglar. It's just a solid card. It's not bad against his pirates because his pirates are all... Well, no, it actually is okay. Pirates have a lot of attack and little health in general. Or little of either. This person really isn't playing that well, but I do want to point out this person's hat is amazing. This person's kind of amazing. She's kind of a semi-creature from the deep. So, I'm strong if I can just keep on denying my opponent. Here. That's kind of the best thing for me that could have been summoned. That's really good news. That is not good for the stat line. I'm actually going to let this die so that I can Vendetta for free. That's a terrible card. Can be great, but it's hanging around for 3 turns and just makes the enemy's minions twice as strong. So it's not even worth playing this yet. Like, that reduced by 2 is not good. Let's play 2 of these. This is a much better way. There we go. Oh, I'm going to try and get rid of it. I really might regret that. I don't know if I have any other weapon. I can get rid of it actually whenever I want with my hero power. This is alright. I should have played it and attacked though, given that I don't want it hanging around for long. Good enough. I'm just reducing some cards in value, just trying to get the most mana out. I don't expect my opponent to be able to come up with anything to stop me now, because their deck is one that really explodes onto the board, and the chance for anyone to explode on the board has come and gone. There are strong cards in their deck. There's quite a few charge cards. Just keep them moving through the deck. There's a few charge cards, there's some direct damage, there's a Fool's Bane, which is a weapon which they can attack as many times as they want in a turn, but they can only attack minions, which is great for clearing a board if you don't mind sacrificing a lot of health. It's only got 3 attack though, so only 2 of my minions are vulnerable to it. Basically this is a pretty bad situation for an enemy to be in. Which is good. It's nice to beat this kind of broken deck. It's also nice to see how much. It's nice to not have to use it. That's the really big thing. It's also nice to just see how much the next deck. Oh, I can't use words, man. Words are hard. How much wind the deck has. Now this is probably going to come up because there's a few legendary minions in their deck. Have I had any Death Rattle minions this game? Not sure I have. Okay, that won't do very much here. Oh, there's that other blank box. Oh, that's nice. Not now, but like there's a lot of times when that could be useful. I think keeping board control is worth it here. My opponent could Warpath 5 times, in which case they would wipe out almost all of my deck, but they wouldn't do very much. Ship's Cannon was what I was anticipating this being good for. There's a legendary minion for Rend. And I'm still holding my dragon. Just take that out. Keep making this cheaper. Feels like this card could see more play. I guess it's useless if you draw it early in the game, and later in the game there are other more degenerate cards. There's nothing my opponent can do here. They have 5 health. they're not going to kill this minion and all the others. So let's talk about the most. This is one piece of the most degenerate combo this deck does. The most literally insane hand to start with. Cool, we won. So there, my foe's deck had only gone 61 victories. Mine has now gone 7. Step tracker running. Might leave and restart with this because I want it. So this is nice. This is neither player has Mercenaries 14. I have no idea what deck this will be. So you start to see why decks stick around because they have something like this, which you can see why this is pretty good against Mercenaries 14. I have no idea what's coming for me here. Big demons plus discard 2, 3, 4, 8. Discarding generally isn't that strong, which bodes well for me. If they discarded, well, that was a powerful card they just discarded, which is on my side. I don't love that they'll be drawing a card, but I don't want that damage coming in. There's not any real clear target that I should hit here. Anyone watching thinking, wow, this guy doesn't seem like a professional Hearthstone player. I'm not great at Hearthstone. I just find it fascinating. Whoa. I have never seen this card before, and I understand why. It's a nice answer. I get a card that will never be useful apart from it's just a big stat line. Never. Oh. Great. It's really minion heavy, my hand. It's not even very much I can play at 6 mana. It's not much I can play at 7 mana either. I've got Yogg and Mazoth. This is a weird deck, and that it's only at 7 wins doesn't shock me. That does nothing. Like, I'm going to play it so that I can play something, but how should I have played this differently? I'm not sure there's a simple answer. So with this, I can clear off that. Let's keep playing it out. Just give me a chance to see more of the deck I'm inheriting, which makes me more likely to win with it when the time comes. Not very likely. What's it called? Good. 16. That's not bad. And mine has 7. I had a deck for a while called something like Technology 2045, and it was good enough that I saw mirrors of it. I wanted a mirror match with it. It had at least 2 Zilliaxes. I'm going to keep that. And look for something small. From the Graves 1, the first of this deck. What do I lose? Oh, that's a strong card. Could play this. I don't rate my chances very highly here. So at some point, it actually might be worth playing this with this in my hand. Which also means I don't want to draw any more in my deck. Awesome. Is this possibly strong enough? Really not clear. Not. No, almost certainly not. Now I could keep going through a deck with this. Oh, that's better. You still die at the end of the turn, although I guess you keep an imp out of it. This does nothing, but don't have much else to do. You are not a demon, but you will summon a demon. Well, that's pretty good. If my opponent has some kind of removal like that, then it's not. Okay. I've never really... There we go. I've never really played a discard deck with any particular success. That's maybe the first time that I've discarded something I wanted to discard. I'm starting to see that the trick is keeping a hand very empty. Although... this just seems like a bad deck, because Scholar of the Mercenary and cards like this... It's quite a lot that they paid then for destroying that big one. This is also a nice card to pick up. It's just big, a lot of value. It's going to be behind these taunts. I expect some of them to survive. I'd love to pick up a demon right now, because then I could... Yep, there we go. That'll do. Oh wait, it's not gonna... Everything I just said and did there was wrong and a bit mad. That's a nice pickup. Why did I get free health? Oh, because of lifesteal. Lovely. Yeah. Ah. Always scary. Let's see what they get. Looks on. Well, my priorities here are getting rid of this and gaining life. This, chances are, forces my opponent to trade into me. I get to gain more life. This is such a weird card. Okay. I probably want to kill that. Oh, that's a good pickup. Let's create some space on my deck first. Oh, actually, wait, do I have lethal? Check for lethal. 14. 19. Maybe. Nothing of mine is though. No, I do not have lethal. Let's get him really low though. I'm an idiot. I have not got space for this, so I've traded a 6 cost minion for a 1 cost minion. Probably could have done that a different way around. But, there we go. I do expect to win. So mine's 117 now. My foes, which is from the graves, 1. It's 1. Just the 1. So there's going to be a big turn 2 or turn 3 play here. I need something cheap that I can play. It's interesting, there's kind of 2 economies at work. There's a whole does it beat Mercenaries 14 economy, and then there's a does it beat everything else economy. This is it a good deck in general, and this is it a good deck against Mercenaries 14. And if you're good at either, you'll probably stick around. The more suited you are for the second, the better it will go. This is why classes like Druid, Mage, Rogue, kind of Paladin are better against this deck. My hero power frankly just plays into it. That's nice to see. Always discarding the Doomguard. So that was a huge misplay for my opponent. Save, like, that isn't. And they had that, so maybe fair enough. I gotta hope that this does at least 3. It does not. I've probably lost this. Could they have beat me this turn? No. But I am certainly dead. Oops. So that one had 69. Mercenaries 14 versus Mercenaries 14. This number should be 69 still. Yeah. Should be 69 until I meet someone else. Interesting question of whether I set their number to 69? No, I don't change their number. Both our numbers are fixed even if our numbers are separate. This is coded in the weirdest way. So the way it's coded is you inherit, when you inherit the deck, the current street number. So I've seen numbers as high as hundreds. Nine. $69. Now, one of the reasons I want to explore this, one of the reasons I think it's fascinating, is I have a conjecture to make that it's got to a point where Mercenaries 14 doesn't have to be a particularly strong deck for it to still be the strongest deck represented. The win rate can be less than 50-50. Oh, good. Death Rattle 188. So, I'm finishing on 69. 7 victories my first deck has. You never know if you're seeing a deck because it just happens to be someone who got it early on and is repeating it, or if you're seeing it because it's actually good. So, up against Mercenaries 14. Let's hope I've got something in the tank. Neither of those do anything to Mercenaries 14. This does. It's fine triggering the Death Rattle on that. It's not the strongest Death Rattle, but it might turn it into an aggressive spell. That's okay, that's pretty good. I'm not unhappy with picking that up. I wish a few more of his minions were on the free health stat line. Yep, so we should see cannon. Oh no. The strongest play that Mercenaries 14 can make is have the coin, turn 2, coin, cannon, and then probably there's a few 1-cost pirates, but probably Nizov's Apprentice. Whatever we get here is good. That's good. That's maybe the best, and charge half was maybe the worst. So yeah, turn 2, coin, cannon, Nizov's Apprentice, Nizov's first mate, which gives them a weapon. Then there's 5 pirates being added to the board, so 10 damage done to the board. If anything happened to survive on the board, then let's hope they don't play a one cost pirate here. They might do. If anything happened to survive on the board, then they could hit it, and then they want in their hand after that either a yeah, either or even both. So this is here we go. This is that really strong turn 2 play, coming a few turns late. Not really clear why. That's all I've really got to do to this turn, so I'm going to put this down. It's a lot of mana for killing 1-cost minions, but they're my main threat right now. So yeah, turn 2, coin, cannon, N'Zoth's first mate. You do 10 damage, even if there's still something on the board, which there almost certainly won't be, because you're doing it in things of 2, so one of them is really likely to hit that minion. You've only got a 1 and 2 to the 5 chance of not doing it. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. 1 in 32 is 3 or 4%. Taunt is very strong here. That's helpful. Just slowing this deck down is really useful. Now I can burst through it with, what's this person called? Bloodsail Cultist. Or with that. So this weapon is almost useless in this deck. It's just an expensive weapon. Or it's something I could play when my deck is empty. That's a nice pickup. I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of one of these. Nah. They're all pirates. God, I cannot get through a thought. Just playing the game at the same time. Turn 2, coin, N'Zoth's first mate, 10 damage to the board, most of it hitting the enemy hero, probably killing anything in play. Next turn, they can have this guy, who costs less for each friendly pirate, so he now costs 5 less, he now costs 2 mana. If you have 2 of them in your hand, and there's 2 of them in the deck, you can play 2 of them on turn 3. I think that's the strongest play. The other thing you can play is a South Sea Captain, which is a 3/3, which gives you other pirates +1/+1. That's slow. I've only had one. This is it. I'm not going to win this. I don't think. So yeah, you could have 2 of these on board by the next turn. That actually requires having lost a minion, because you have 6 on board after that turn 2 play. So if your opponent doesn't play anything, they might defend themselves better. Okay, beat him by Mercenaries 14. So I'm now seeing Mercenaries 14 with a much lower oops, much lower win rates than decks before, which suggests that actually that number is going down over time, which is fascinating, but it was high. I so want to see the statistics for this. Obviously, the highest number can keep ticking up, but actually, you can lose a really high streak. That can disappear. Mercenaries 14. It's going to stay on 60. So let's talk a bit about how these decks are constructed, because they are random, isn't there? There's definitely a lot of randomization in them. Yeah. Sometimes I stick around to say thanks to the person who's given me a deck, but honestly, I'm just really worried that they'll concede against the Mercenaries 13. I don't know why they would. I bought it 93 with 9 victories. Ooh, that's nice. That's very nice. I'm going to try and get... Yeah, I'll get both of these down. ASAP. Maybe even that as well. All of these just reduce the impact of that... that turn 3 would have to be played. Oh, it's not a mirror. It's not a Mercenaries. That's nice. I mulligan terribly for this then. So protectors means taunts, and we can kind of see why that's strong. If you can throw down a bunch of taunts against that was a mistake. Should have just got a silver hand boot out. If you can throw down a bunch of taunts against Mercenaries deck. Oh, thank you for giving me the opportunity to kill that. That's a scary card. Oh, I've got a Sky Captain Crack. Cool. That's a scary card because if it attacks my hero, one of the adaptations it gets to choose from. Adaptations are a series of little small buffs. One of the adaptations it gets to choose from is Wind Fury, which means it can attack twice per turn, so it can attack again, and then it can be gaining 2 adaptations per turn, and it can just snowball. Don't know if I've ever seen it in playing against a human being snowball, but my dude, if you want to keep growing your hand, that is great by me. That's nice. Kept my hand big, not on purpose particularly, but it works to have done it. It's a shame to not be putting this down and magnetising it to something. But it's got a good stat line for what's on the board. That's fine. He's on full health. That's less good, but he is still on full health, so you know. Haha. I'm actually going to do this. I don't know if I have any pilots in my deck. It's not worth sticking around and waiting. I want to get rid of his lifesteal opportunities before he gets a way to use them. Because that actually reduces the value of the cards he played. The cards he played didn't get to be lifesteal minions. They didn't get to use that. They had kind of uber taunt, like they were more taunty than they could have been. Uh, but there was no clear I should hit it on the board. They were about as good as any. Yeah, keep growing that hand. Slow play is okay here, especially because there's two things. Like, really, he could either push onto the board now, which I'd be okay with, because chances are something survives and I can dynasize it. Especially if it's either of these two things. That's great. Or he can hold back and I can get my Clockwork Giant down. Notice, I can always think of a reason why what I'm doing is a clever play, but that doesn't actually mean everything is a clever play. It's worth drawing the distinction between actually really high-level play and things that, you know, arguably they work. I'd like to be able to put this down, but that's after I play a one-attack minion. This summons. Play and summon, two slightly different words. Good thing they're different. It helps a lot with understanding what's going to happen, but annoying. Maybe it's time for this guy, who will survive being attacked by that. And will also kill it. He's got the perfect stat line for killing it. Well, no, the perfect stat line would probably be more health and one less attack. That's a bad decision by him here, because now I can get a lot of value out of this guy. That's a really strong card. It will be held up by this for one turn. I could kill it. Or I could keep holding it up. It's a strong card, but it's actually, you have to wait till turn 10. It's so heavy. I don't think it's going to do the job here. Now that is an interesting direction for this to have gone. This is tech cards at work. If he can restore 5 health now, if in playing Deathwing he managed to restore 5 health, like if he had a Death Rattle restore health, or even if I had a Death Rattle restore health to him card. Oh, he's only 1 damage off. I wasn't really paying attention. It's so close. That was very close. Protectors. What was he? 3891. He had 3 wins. I have 10 now. And this is me. Oh, I'm finally getting through this quest. Interesting thing to point out. The win rate of Mercenaries actually goes up the more people don't want to play against it. So it goes up the more people concede against it. And the more people concede against it, the higher its win rate is, and the more people are going to just concede against it. So robots versus robots plus Murlocs. Given that they're Murlocs, just slowing them down at the beginning seems fair. Cool. This is nice. This means I can play this more reactively, like rather than just playing this on turn 2, which is probably what I was going to do. I can hero power on turn 2 and play both of these on turn 3 if I need to. I just want to check that the stream is actually live and that it's working. I'm going to stop and start the recording here quickly. Just stop. Start. Got lots of nice things to do. Cool. I will indeed. Still fine. Play these two and hope that in next turn I can magnetic onto the mech walker. This is a lot for him to get through. He has 5 cards, one of them's coin, and he has 5 cards plus the coin. He might have a way to deal with this. But if he doesn't, I'm in a very strong position, because I'll have a huge minion. I'm actually going to destroy this. I just don't want it getting bigger. It's a pretty good trade. As we've just seen, I've got a deck that's capable of going late game. When can I use you? When does this guy come into the battle? If I'm lucky, this can go down next turn. Actually, I think I'll be able to go down for something. This isn't the kind of your board suddenly becomes incredibly overpowered card. It's just a yeah, let's get this guy down. And this, and maybe he'll he'll specifically go after that because it seems scary. Seems like it might be about to do something big. It isn't. There's no plan. But he doesn't know that. and we win. $11.5 against the stream isn't working, is it? This computer, man. This computer. I'm hungry. I'm going to get some lunch. I'm going to call it there. Come back afterwards. Which means leaving the stream as it is. If anyone dropped in, hope you enjoyed it. Hope something got recorded. I think the recording worked. And